here towards Doran, wanting to let this Dragon go. Knows T1 is always going to play for that.
Yep, wherever he goes, Canyon just going to drive the Scion back. And remember, he used the ulti to get to lane, so he's just going to get impaled and destroyed. That's going to be first blood going over to Canyon. They do trade the Dragon for it, but as you said, maybe not necessary to exactly fight for that one. As another Chemtex or Orcs, what the heck, dude? You're in the space right now.
I think he's too busy thinking of how to roast me, and he's not doing his job properly.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah, I've been talking to him, Atlas.
I think this actually, I mean, that's called lying. It's very different. I'm all about honesty.
Everything's about perspective.
Yeah, well, Dura is going to be dancing away, and the Chains of Corruption not really doing too much of anything at all. It was an attempt on the Brambleback, but you can see just a bit of repositioning, and not going to be able to take that one down. So Ruler will be able to get his red buff that he was looking for. As Keen and Doran continuing to fight. Man, it's feeling, even though it's 1,000 gold for Gen G, does still feel like it's on a knife's edge.
It is.
Because this is still, we're getting to a point in the game where T1 will be inherently stronger in a neutral game state, and Gen G need to wait a little bit longer before we reach that point. And even then, if Doran's in a good spot, then that may never come.
It's so interesting. This is really this is a game one. You know, it's either only game ones or game fives feel like this.
It feels like a jostling for position.
Because in game one, you're kind of feeling each other out. Unless either team is you know, in a much more spot, I think that generally those games are slower. And then in game five, it's the pressure. Faker
He just slammed into the wall. The Impale as well. He had absolutely no option. Nothing he was allowed to do. The utilization of the built terrain there, gorgeous from Gen G. And Faker is going to be punished for being underneath his outer turret in the bottom lane. The answer is going to be there, though, and this is something that T1 are being very, very good at, trading Faker for other stuff. And that is going to occur. Some plates do go on over.
They get a good amount of pressure on mid. They're also able to send Doran towards, but that still means they remember down. And guess what? Doran is entering bot lane. Faker doesn't have TP. Keen is going to feast, even as Demolish.
Oh, just barely the plates go down. But map is kind of, I assume, what they're going to try and do here is the Charm is going to connect onto Canyon, who's looking to drive away. Faker gets in front of him. Great handshake to keep him in position. But not too much more is going to come through, and this is what happens when he takes all of the kills. It's going to be a Charm connecting. Chains of Corruption come down as well with the target presented. Keen, he's definitely killable as out goes Ona. And they're able to just take the Jace from underneath the unkillable Skarner.
Some pretty big mistakes there, actually. Kind of getting caught off guard. There's first some anti-synergy between T1. And then Keen thinking, well, Canyon's out. I should be fine as well. The re-engage.
Oh dear, Duro flashing for it. Does find the Charm. Hostile takeover is fantastic. Though Ona possibly separated, but in goes Chovy. Gumayushi not going to get bailed out of this one as Ona gets on top of the Emperor. And the knock-up is there. The 1-2 punches from Gen G are continuing. As finally down goes the Skarner. But I don't know whether Doran is going to be able to do much more. The flash comes out from Chovy to answer. The flash forward from Doran. And Gen G will find the team fight victory, and the Rift Herald wasn't even taken.
What a sequence of events! That's a great fight.
We are fighting immediately as Ona goes in. Already Keen is down, and there goes Duro as well. Out will go Gen G. They're trying to escape at Faker. He is just spirit rushing after Chovy. The Charm once again going to miss, and it's a two-man Impale, but there's no one left. Ona will finally, Ruler, will finally come in to try and hit Ona, but Ruler's out. He realizes that it's getting too hot in the kitchen as the Flash Charm doesn't land. And Chovy will be able to make it out alive. My God, oh, Chovy goes in! He finds Gumayushi and he's looking to try and make his way out those grass backs. Really working overtime, but now he may have put his team in an uncomfortable position. It's Ruler versus 4, and T1 are still running away. You're exactly right, that Feather Storm is so powerful here. As the teleport comes in and T1 say, all right, you can live, Mr. Ruler. No one's taking the Drake, not right about now.
It's the prestige, Atlas. It's just all misdirection. I keep getting caught off guard. Where is Michael Caine to explain everything?
We need him! Alfred, where are you? Okay, it wasn't Alfred in that movie, but he was in a different one.
That's fine, it's the same character.
Yeah.
Parody to me, Atlas.
Yep, and the Rift Herald is going to be attempted again. The amount of ground we got as far as objectives were concerned was 0. But now T1 with the positional advantage, they will be able to take it down. The Dragon was secured by Gen G, so I tell a little bit of a lie there, but it is an even trade as far as the objectives are concerned. Feats of Strength went over to Gen G, though, and this is becoming a little bit of an issue. The guy with the hammer in the bottom lane is just really breaking things.
He will not do damage to Doran, though.
Oh, Chains of Corruption. Oh, Ruler able to walk his way out. The good old walk strategy. It's been a while since we've spoken about that one. But the problem is he might be in range of the Frozen Heart, which could be a problem. Charm is going to come on through as Owner is going to be discovered here as Canyon holds him in place, but this is just a 1v1 happening in two different spots. Emperor's Divide to get rid of him as Chovy says, get away from me. And he says yes. Pressing guard going to keep Owner alive, and in the end, it's a stalemate.
What I want to highlight though is that even though that fight ended up feeling good for Gen G, because of the kills at the beginning, the gold lead still shrunk. Right after that whole sequence, this though, with Owner not having his ultimate, have it to back, I think this Otacon is always going to be gone.
Yeah, there's a train.
It's the fight afterwards though.
You're exactly right, so it should be this Otacon going down, but there is the flash forward, a phenomenal knock-up from Doran, and he's getting in amongst it. Canyon trying to drive his way out. Let's see whether Ruler can keep himself alive as the Featherstorm comes in. He flashes away. Will he have the Blade Caller? That's the question. Is Gumayushi's underneath the turret? He's got the bailout. He is still going to die, as now Keen is trying to get the work done. And yes, you got the Otacon, but it's a 1 for 3.
Trade favorable for T1 when it comes to kills, but Otacon, particularly in a game as close as this, I think can actually be a really big win if Gen G gets to use the fighting. This time Chovy is just caught, not ready, and there's no smite, so the objective goes to Gen G, but the mid lane turret falls. The kills are traded, and T1 rather do a great job of making this gold lead just a little bit smaller as Canyon.
Yeah, looks for the Impale, but sometimes just the raw Impale doesn't really work. And that's going to happen again.
Action. And guess what? We're about to fight again.
Control Lord goes in. Keen able to take that one down. Doesn't find the Shock Blast though. That's all right. Doran will get knocked up. Of course, he's very happy to take damage. He's Scion. And Chemtech Dragon number 2.
I think they have to let this one.
Yeah, that's going to be Soul Point.
They're going to let it go. Soul Point going over.
Yeah.
T1 not giving them an open, went down to 1.
Down to 1, yeah. The Charm is going to miss once again, though, as now a fight on a couple of different fronts as flipping in is Keen and trying to throw away Doran, but he's a brick wall. And now the knockup comes through again, but if you're engaging onto the Scion, it's what T1 wants, unless they're not able to find an inroad. And Doran, he'll try to get bailed out. They will take the Rakan, and a bailout actually works. And now Chovy's trying to free hit. Owner is down so incredibly low. The shot plus, they're going to defend him. But still this turret is going to fall. Chovy trying to find the Sand Soldier damage. And they clear out the minion wave. And T1 will be sticking around. It's a 1 for nothing in favor of T1. They take the Dragon as well. They're trading up. The gold is still there for Gen G. T1 are still getting what they want in this game.
It's a Thriller Atlas. Canyon stills his Impale. Is going to try and deliver Owner. Yeah, that's
beautiful, beautiful Impale. Still, Kane's going to get traded. It's just trades everywhere. Faker able to pick that one up. Now the hostile takeover, just zoning them away. Ruler doing a fair bit of damage here as they're just looking to steal away a bread buff. They will be able to do that as Faker just cannot jump today. He can't do it. Canyon goes in. He's going to go out via the Death Chamber, and Chovy will find an Emperor's Divide onto 3, but doesn't get Guma, and he will take him down. Ruler here going to have to use a max range ulti, avoiding Faker's damage as well, as Ruler's positioning has been fantastic, but that Blade Caller could have been better. And Gen G, they will keep a couple alive, but once again, it's a great trade for T1.
Oh yeah, I was about to say, if Owner... The fact this top lane turret is still up is kind of insane. I feel like we've seen like 15 plays where it just ends because top lane turret is still up.
Yep. Well, Duro might be in a little bit of danger here, as he needs to be careful of Carrier. Canyon moving away from Faker, who finds him on a potential flank angle. When becomes lightning, and the battle dance is going to get Duro out. As Keen wanting to take some pot shots if he can. But look at this, the Doran stand in front of it, tactic.
Yeah, they do need Chovy or Ruler. No one else is going to carry
on. The flash forward as Faker is caught out, and they dive on top of him, but the counter knockup's a fantastic Emperor's Divide. Only onto Owner is good for T1. As Gumayushi looking to get bailed out, and it's going to work. And the charm this time lands. Double kill for Gumayushi, and T1 just leave them in the dirt. Ruler's wondering what the heck happened, and he will use his ult. He will try, but the blade calls nothing, and T1 say it's Baron time.
I'm shocked. I thought they were going to actually look for the end. I've seen T1 do this a million times, but no, instead, they play it safe. We go for Baron, we go for Soul, as Gen G. That ult from Carrier, I think, ends up being the game decider. This Renata has been such an incredible nuisance.
This is game number 1. Chemtech Soul comes through for T1. They've been behind in gold the entire game, but that stops now, as it is over 4,000 the lead for them at this stage.
Oh, the win streak of Gen G.
Yep, remember 18 games had not been done before. They were trying to extend it. And I don't know whether it's going to extend past this. As T1 here in this first game are looking poised to win. Charm gonna go wide. As Chovy finds 3! The Impale does as well, and Ruler is just able to free hit. Down goes Gumayusi. They deal with the turret, but Doran is so incredibly low. Chovy is still going to die in this fight. Canyon is just trying to keep them interested as T1 look to back away. It's a big fight, but it's only a 2-for-1 thus far. Can Gen G get more? That's going to be the question as the handshake from Carrier. Oh, lock in the POM already. I don't care who wins.
If I ever see anyone say doesn't end the game, but that's enough, right? Like now this means that they might give up a turret or two, they might fall behind, but that's not going to be enough to ensure that we are not getting an Elder flip for our first game.
Oh, that is what we need. And what Faker said was the situation isn't that bad. That's basically what he said. It's true. He's going to find a Charm. This situation's bad, but if you're a Gen G fan, as they eliminate the jungler, and T1, they get rid of the biggest tank on the side of Gen G as well. Next one going to be Chovy as far as that is concerned. And so now, Doran just able to stand up. The Charm is going to hit the minion. As T1 are just fishing for it. Gen G have defended this turret pretty expertly though, as you can see. It has taken and damage, I think. They are going to look for a reset now. Ona clearing out the enemy jungle, and he can. Single time the bailout is exactly where it needs to be.
The ultimate and the what probably should be the final fight, Atlas, is about to take off. Chovy has a stopwatch.
He has his teleport as well, as he's all the way in. Ona taking some shock blast damage, but he doesn't really care about it too much. Remember, Chemtech Soul going to be powerful here as T1 wastes no time. They've started this up. Doran just trying to stand in front. It's looking a little 50-50-ish for now.
He's on the board.
Yeah, spotted on a flank angle, but they also know he's there because they just got hit by a shock blast.
Are we flipping? Are we flipping?
Oh god, we are. We're flipping. It's going to be Canyon that locks down the dragon. Owner is in so much trouble. Empress Divide picks them all up, and it's Gen G that finds the value. Chovy can rest easy now as 4 are lying on the floor, and Doran is not going to be able to do it alone. Gen G not going to be broken in their win streak. They'll move it to 19 instead.
The hardest part of any story is the ending.
It's not even the end, Chronicler.
Oh, I mean, of this game.
It's game 1 of regular season. Gen G versus T1 round 2.
Oh my god. No, but like, that can't be. It's just a flip. Canyon wins. The game is done.
Do you know what it was, Chronicler? It was a flip. Canyon wins. And that's game 1, ladies and gentlemen. The Nexus will be taken down.